One of the most exciting activities to see the roof of the world most easily and conveniently is to do a helicopter tour of Everest Base Camp. The trip is ideal for any age group, but people with different underlying medical conditions may need advice from a medical professional as the helicopter lands at an elevation above 5,000 meters in fair weather. The crucial factor to do the flight is the weather in different areas like Kathmandu, the route and base camp, and the surroundings. This video explains the trip in detail and is fruitful for people who like to go to the Everest area in a helicopter and come back the same day to Kathmandu. The trip commences in Kathmandu Airport and ends in Kathmandu Airport. The time for a round trip will be at least 4 hours and might be more depending on weather, and you will to spend time in Hotel Everest View, which is a 5-star small hotel under Japanese management located at an elevation of 3,800 meters above sea level. The time of the day they operate helicopter tours to Everest Base Camp. Normally, the trip starts early in the morning from Kathmandu, but we have records that on some days the helicopter can go to Everest Base Camp even in the afternoons if the weather is good. The flight gets delayed for weather reasons in Kathmandu, especially in winter time due to a dense fog that developed in Kathmandu Airport. The helicopter follows the river valleys, and sometimes those valleys are also covered with heavy and dense clouds as well as moving fog, which results in poor visibility and delays the flight departure from Kathmandu. If the weather in the Everest area is not good and poor visibility of the mountains, it is not worth flying, and it is always a good idea to wait for the next clear day to do the flight.
Does the helicopter land at Everest Base Camp?
They have a temporary helipad made every year at Everest Base Camp, especially in climbing season, for rescue and supply of the logistics for climbing people. They don't issue permits for commercial or sightseeing flights to land at Everest Base Camp, so there is very little chance that your helicopter of Everest tour land at Everest Base Camp. Besides, Everest Base Camp is located on a very active glacier and it is not suitable to land there. The helicopter normally lands at the flank of Kalapathar, which is much safer than Everest Base Camp and has a better view of Everest than from base camp. Where the helicopter lands, you don't see any signs that say Everest Base Camp. The landing depends on the weather condition as you reach there. Not all landing tours land even at Kalapathar for the safety of the helicopter, captain, and passengers. The landing depends on wind speed and the amount and condition of snow on the ground where a normal helicopter lands.
How many passengers a helicopter carry while going on an Everest Base Camp helicopter tour?
More than number of passengers. The weight of the passengers is very important while they are flying at higher elevations. For landing above 5,000 meters, the permitted passenger weight is 250 kilograms, and for landing below 4,500 meters, the permitted passenger weight is below 480 kilograms. Besides the helicopter being furnished with limited seating capacity, there are different rules imposed by civil aviation departments for the safety of everyone. Normally, the shared trips do shuttles from lower elevations to base camp and Kalapathar. Most of the helicopter tours do shuttle either from Farish or Everest View while there are more passengers. The shuttles can be avoided by booking a private trip.
How much does it cost to go to Everest Base Camp on a helicopter?
The cost is reduced now due to fewer jobs received by helicopters. The average shared trips cost you $1,200 per person, and the private trips can be organized for $5,000 right now.
Is this price all-inclusive price or anything extra on top of this?
The price does not include the Everest National Park entry fee, currently around $25 per person, and breakfast at Hotel Everest View costs around $30 per person. Everest View does not offer an a la carte breakfast menu for people reaching there by helicopter. Pasang Lamu Rural Municipality charges Rs. 2,000 per person at Lukla, as well as the airport tax of 500 rupees per person is payable directly by the client at the airport in Kathmandu.
Does Everest helicopter flight delay frequently?
No, except for the weather reasons the flights are operating on time. If the weather is bad in Kathmandu, en route, or mountains, they might delay or cancel the flights and reschedule for another day, so be flexible for this flight.
How long does the flight to Everest get canceled and rescheduled?
Until the next good weather, Nepal has in recent years expanded its adventure tourism to include helicopter tours in various parts of the country. The most popular of these tours is to Everest Base Camp. It's relatively easy to organize and spectacular to do. One oddity I should point out is that the helicopter tour to Everest does not land at base camp. It does fly over it, so you can say that you have seen it, but it is not physically possible for a helicopter to land there. Naturally, the name of the tour is such because the base camp is recognized by people around the world, and it does attract visitors.
The best months to do the Everest Base Camp helicopter tour.
There are no certain months that have better views than others, but especially in winter there is more snow in the mountains than in other months of the year. The article writer prefers to do the flights after the rainy season is over, like in September and October, as the lower part seems more greener and all the dust in the air comes down with the rain. The higher part gets less affected by climates and has more or less the same view throughout the year. Except for the amount of snow in the area, the flight has the possibility of delay in wintertime as Kathmandu Airport gets fogs in the mornings. The mountain weather in the winter is very enjoyable except cold.
Are helicopters safe to go to the Everest Base Camp tour?
Most of the company use an Airbus helicopter to operate the flights, and they are safe to fly. As the flights are operated in good weather only, that also assures safety standards.
Is oxygen provided during the flight to Everest Base Camp helicopter tour?
Oxygen is compulsory for captains flying in high elevations, but it is not necessary for passengers. The helicopter has oxygen canisters with regulators in case of emergencies. Besides the helicopter tour, the other way to see Everest is doing an Everest experience flight by fixed-wing planes or trekking to Everest Base Camp. Normally, the fixed-wing planes show Everest from a distance than the helicopter.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Afternoon, we lay awake in bed. It laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, shout from the top. We're gonna be. We're gonna be. place. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop.